In the interim, there's yet another developing story unfolding at the SAWA. The Home Affairs Minister in Dr. Leon Schreiber, as well as the acting head of the SIU in Leonard Lekgetho, and other officials are currently presenting the interim report of the SIU's investigations into home affairs. And this is in relation to the issuing of permanent residence permits and visas. That briefing is well underway with the acting head of the SIU speaking. Let's listen.
Is that one of Mr. Povu? I think also his case was well mentioned in the media, where SIU investigated Mr. Povu following a whistleblower allegation in 2023. Evidence confirmed that Mr. Povu obtained a fraudulent permanent residence permit in 2018 through an agent paying $3,000. The document was riddled with irregularity, incorrect font, misspelled stamp, and reference number that did not exist in the Department of Home Affairs record. Despite the fraudulent PRP, Povu used it to secure a high-paying position in the Northwest Development Corporation. He was employed as an asset manager, earning close to $900,000 per annum, and later promoted to acting CFO, then to CFO, earning $1.6 million per annum. He also used fraudulent visa and exemption certificate to extend his stay and employment, despite being ineligible under the Immigration Act. Povu's fraudulent documentation enabled him to obtain vehicle finances for a Land Rover Sports and a Ford Ranger and a BMW 3 Series. He also manipulated traffic registration number to secure licenses. As you know, there's what we call traffic registration number. This number is issued to foreigners who come to the country if they want to buy vehicle, because you require an ID number. So he used that in order to buy vehicles. The SIU refer Povu matters to the National Prosecuting Authority, resulting in conviction at the Mmabatho Regional Court. He was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment under correctional supervision, with an additional suspended sentence for fraud. We are talking as the team, looking at the sentence that has been muted out. So we are looking at whether we should not convince NPA to really appeal the sentence, because based on what has happened, we don't feel that the suspended sentence will be appropriate. Still under Povu, his modus operandi include exploiting deficiencies in the department systems, using agents to shift responsibility, and abusing litigation to delay accountability, and taking advantage of weak interdepartmental verification process. Another example also that we want to highlight is a McLaren investigation, which is a Nigerian national and unexplained re-entry into the country. The SIU also investigated a Nigerian national link to a high-profile McLaren crash in Cape Town. One individual, Mr. Prince Obioma, overstays his visitor's visa in 2023, remained illegally in South Africa until his departure, and later re-entered the country without a record. Despite his unlawful status, he was identified in the McLaren accident in March 2025. His unexplained re-entry highlights serious failure in border management and movement control system. Investigation into the identity fraud and DNA manipulation. That's an example also that we also want to highlight. Based on the finding of the SIU investigation, in conjunction with the Interpol, a significant scheme of identity fraud has been uncovered, primarily involving foreign nationals who obtain South African passport to commit crime abroad or seek refugee status elsewhere. The investigation revealed a specific modus operandi in which this individual collude with the departmental official to gain unauthorized access to Department of Home Affairs offices. Once inside, they fraudulently use the fingerprints of unsuspecting South African citizen while substituting the photograph on the application with that of a foreign national. In response to this finding, the SIU has proposed systemic recommendation to bolster security, and we advise that while the department is implementing its biometric system, it should enforce stricter control on passport photographs. Furthermore, the SIU recommended that strengthening physical access control to the departmental office is very important in order to ensure that all individuals entering the Department of Home Affairs facility can be positively identified, thereby preventing such internal collusion. In a parallel investigation, the SIU also uncovered evidence of DNA sample swapping and manipulation, which is a scheme designed to favor foreign nationals in their application for permanent residence permit. This practice exploits the requirements for DNA testing conducted by National Health Laboratory Services, which is a prerequisite for certain visa categories. The SIU has found prima facie evidence that these biological results are being tampered with to benefit foreign applicants. Although this specific manipulation may not fall strictly under Department of Home Affairs direct operational control, the SIU has formally alerted the department to this observation to ensure interagency awareness and cooperation. Compounding this issue of fraud is the systemic abuse of the retirement visa categories, which the SIU attributes to a lack of clear departmental guidelines for its adjudication. The investigation revealed that these regulatory gaps directly lead to manipulation and fraud, particularly because the visa type has no age restriction, making it susceptible to widespread abuse. A core part of the problem lies in the fact that while applicants are required to prove a monthly income of approximately $37,000 to obtain this visa, the department failed to monitor compliance with these financial requirements after the payment has been issued. This lack of post-issuance of oversight creates an environment where visa conditions can be easily circumvented and undermining the integrity of the immigration system. The visa issues in corrupt and fraudulent manner underscore the complex, interconnected challenges posed by immigration in South Africa, which demand a coordinated, strategic, whole governmental response. This challenge spans multiple sectors, including real estate, transport, banking, religious services, healthcare, infrastructure, education, fiscal policy, each presenting a unique impact and resulting issues that require urgent and comprehensive intervention. All relevant departments must collaborate effectively to address this sector-specific impact, such as urban overcrowding, labor tension, tax revenue loss, social liability risk, resource restraint, and border security threat through integrated planning, resource allocation, and policy development. Failure to adopt a cohesive approach risk exacerbating existing problems and undermining national stability and development objectives. Based on SIU investigation outcome, the following systemic recommendations are made. The department should strengthen its contract management, whereby the department should consider the enforcement of an ethical culture and provide ethical training to its employee. The department should consider vetting all its employees, and the department should consider system integration on all its processes, including those of other government departments linked to the Department of Home Affairs. The system integration should take into account the interim findings of the SIU and observation thereof. The department also should consider developing a step-by-step guideline on how verification should be conducted. The department should consider strengthening its verification process before the issuance of a visa.
You've been listening there to the acting head of the SIU in Leonard Lekgetho, who is speaking about their interim report after their investigation into the Home Affairs Department. Concerns, of course, that permanent residence permits and visas are being given erroneously to people who shouldn't be getting that. You heard there at the tail end the acting head of the SIU saying that the Home Affairs Department should strengthen their controls. We'll keep a close eye on that.